Being seen and being visible are not the same thing. And confusing the two is one of those quiet reasons why so many really capable people end up feeling very exhausted in their business. If you've ever felt like you're showing up, doing the things, being visible, but the right conversations are simply not happening, then this video is for you. Today, I want to talk about the difference between being seen and being visible, and why more visibility is often not what's needed. We're constantly told that visibility means more posts, more platforms, more consistency, more energy. I remember being told several years ago that I needed to post on social media platforms 3 to 5 times a day. Then what else am I going to get done? So for some people, that can work, and I do see it working for people. But I also see many others, especially if they're people who are perceptive, they're depth oriented, people who are quite thoughtful in their ideas, just burning out trying to follow this advice that seriously wasn't designed for them and for the kind of ideas that they're wanting to bring out into the world. And the result for those people is quite often frustration, self-doubt, and the sense that for some reason things are just not landing, even when the work itself is really solid. So here's the distinction that I want to make. Being seen is about exposure. Being visible is about recognition. Slow this down. You can be seen everywhere and still not be recognized accurately. And this has definitely happened to me when I've been in this super posting advice following. Or you can be quietly visible and have the right people find you. So visibility that works isn't about volume. It's about the signal that you're giving out. For a very long time, I thought that if my work wasn't landing, it meant I needed to try harder, show up more consistently, or maybe just scrap the whole thing and start again. But what I eventually realized through my own business and through working with clients and looking at their charts and their patterns was that effort was not at the heart of the issue. Clarity really was. And once I started paying attention to how I was meant to be seen, and also looking at people's charts and seeing how they were meant to be seen, there was this aha moment of it. It's not about how much I'm showing up or they're showing up. It was really about what the underlying energy was. So let me ask you something. Have you ever felt visible but not really understood? Oh, I've got some stories about that, I can tell. Have you been doing all the things, the posting, the sharing, the videos, the showing up, but still feel like the right people just aren't finding you? Or that when they did, they weren't quite seeing what you actually offer? That's usually not anything to do with how much we're putting out there, how much we're trying to be seen. This is about how we're sending out our energy, what signals we're sending out. So this is why I actually work so much with this idea of visibility as the point of orientation within your business, not as a kind of, performative aspect. So, before developing your strategy, before branding assets, in fact, really before building anything, the structure of anything within your business, that architecture, there's actually a deeper question that you need to go into. And the question is, how are you actually meant to be seen and lead? When that becomes very clear, then your visibility becomes something that's much lighter. It can even be fun. And, that stress, that, I don't know about you, but often that feeling of heaviness and tightness just really lifts. And when that happens, think about what happens to our energy. The recognition starts to happen in a more natural way because we're showing up in a way that is more natural for us. So the visibility key that I work with is the key that unlocks the foundational architecture of your aligned business. It works by clarifying how you're meant to be seen and lead. So you're not forcing visibility that was never ever designed for you. So if that feels like it's relevant for you at this point in time, then you'll find the link down below. You're welcome to explore, to, check in with me with any questions, and just think about how your visibility might change if you let go of being told that you have to do it this way or you have to do it that way. You have to do this much or you have to do it here. You have to do it in this way. This is your formula. There's so much noise in the business world, in the marketplace, essentially, about how you're supposed to be seen. But it actually comes right down to the essence of who you are. Who did your soul define you as in business? And how is that expressed out in the world? So you don't need this louder kind of visibility, this structured someone else's kind of visibility. You just need to be really clear about what visibility looks like for you. And often that starts letting go of what was never actually meant to be yours. Thanks for being here.